Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode. I'm Mike,
And I'm Jane.
and you are listening to the show where we talk about real life, real money, and real ways to make it work for you. Jane, how are you doing today?
I am doing fantastic, Mike. I actually just deposited a check for my little photography side gig, so I'm feeling pretty good about life right now.
See, and that's exactly what we're talking about today. Side hustles, the thing everyone's either doing, thinking about doing, or pretending they don't need to do.
That last category is shrinking every day, let me tell you.
Right? So today's episode is all about side hustles, what they are, what people are actually doing to earn extra cash, and how you might be able to start one yourself.
And we're not just going to list off the same 5 things you've heard a million times. We're going deep on this one.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. Mike, what even is a side hustle? Because I feel like that term gets thrown around a lot.
Yeah, so a side hustle is basically any way you make money outside of your main job. It's that extra income stream. Could be 5 hours a week, could be 20, could make you $50 a month or $5,000.
And it's different from a second job, right?
Great distinction. A second job is usually something where you're still an employee. You clock in, you clock out, someone else sets your schedule. A side hustle typically means you have more control. You're often your own boss, even if it's something small.
I think that's what appeals to people, the flexibility, the idea that you decide when and how you work.
Exactly. And here's a stat that blew my mind. According to recent surveys, nearly 40% of Americans have some kind of side hustle.
40%? That's almost half the country.
And it makes sense when you think about it. Wages haven't kept up with inflation, cost of living is through the roof in most places, and people are looking for ways to bridge that gap.
Or save for something specific, right? Like a vacation, paying off debt, building an emergency fund.
Absolutely. Not everyone is side hustling out of desperation. Some people just want extra money for extra goals.
And some people, and I'll raise my hand here, just like having different income streams. It feels safer, not having all your eggs in one basket.
Smart thinking. So let's break down what people are actually doing out there.
All right, let's start with what I call the app-based side hustles, the gig economy stuff.
The ones everyone knows about.
Right. So you've got your rideshare driving, Uber, Lyft. You've got food delivery, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, Instacart.
And these are popular for a reason. Low barrier to entry. If you have a car and a smartphone, you can start pretty much immediately.
I actually talked to a guy named Derek who drives for DoorDash on weekends. He told me he makes anywhere from $15 to $25 per hour, depending on the time and location.
That's not bad, especially if you're strategic about when you drive.
That's exactly what he said. Friday and Saturday dinner rushes are gold. Tuesday afternoons, not so much.
Yeah, nobody's ordering delivery tacos at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday.
But here's the thing people forget about these gigs. You have to factor in your expenses: gas, car maintenance, wear and tear, insurance.
And taxes. You're an independent contractor, so no one's withholding taxes for you.
Such a good point. Derek actually told me he sets aside 25% of everything he makes just for taxes.
Smart man. A lot of people get burned come April because they didn't plan for that.
So gig economy work can be great, but go in with your eyes open.
Know your real take-home pay, not just the number on the screen. Okay, next category is selling things online. This is huge.
Massive, and there are so many different ways to do it.
Let's break it down. First, you've got reselling. This is where you buy things cheap, thrift stores, garage sales, clearance racks, and sell them for more online.
Platforms like eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, Depop.
I have a friend, Lisa, who does this with clothes. She goes to Goodwill every Saturday, spends maybe $50, and regularly makes $300 to $400 reselling on Poshmark.
That's a solid return.
She's got a good eye for brands. She knows what sells. And that's the key. You have to learn your niche.
Then there's handmade goods, which is where Etsy comes in.
Etsy is amazing for creative people. Jewelry, art prints, candles, custom gifts, digital downloads.
Digital downloads are interesting because it's passive income once you create the product, like someone makes a wedding invitation template once and sells it hundreds of times.
No shipping, no inventory, just pure profit after the initial work.
I've also seen people killing it with print on demand. You design a t-shirt graphic, upload it to a site like Redbubble or Printful, and when someone orders, the company prints and ships it for you.
You never touch the product.
Never touch it. You just collect a percentage of each sale.
Now, fair warning, these markets are competitive. You're not going to upload one design and become a millionaire overnight.
If only. But if you're consistent, learn what sells, and treat it like a real business, people definitely make solid side income this way.
All right, let's talk about what I think is one of the most underrated categories: freelancing.
Using skills you already have to make extra money.
Exactly. And here's the thing, almost everyone has a marketable skill. They just don't realize it.
What are some examples?
Writing is a big one. Freelance writing, copywriting, content creation. Businesses always need content.
Graphic design. If you know Photoshop or Canva, people will pay you to make their logos, social media graphics, flyers.
Web development. Even basic WordPress skills are valuable.
Social media management. I know people who run Instagram accounts for small businesses and make $500 a month per client.
Video editing is hot right now with all the YouTube and TikTok content out there.
Virtual assistant work, basically helping busy people with admin tasks, email management, scheduling, data entry.
Translation services if you speak multiple languages. Bookkeeping if you're good with numbers.
The list goes on and on.
And where do you find these gigs?
Fiverr and Upwork are the big platforms. Also TopTal for more high-end work. LinkedIn is great for freelancers. And honestly, just networking, telling people what you do.
I'll share a quick story. My cousin Sarah started doing bookkeeping on the side for a friend's small business. She charged like $200 a month. That friend told another friend who told another friend.
Word of mouth.
Now she has 6 clients and makes an extra $1,200 a month, all from one favor for a friend.
That's the dream, honestly. Build something organically that just grows? Okay, here's one I'm personally passionate about: teaching and tutoring.
Because you've done this.
I have. I tutored ESL, English as a Second Language, online for about a year. Made great money doing it.
How did that work?
There are platforms that connect you with students, usually overseas. You set your hours, log in, and teach via video chat. I was making $20 to $25 an hour.
That's solid.
And I could do it in my pajamas from my living room.
The dream. What platforms are out there for this?
VIP Kid used to be huge, though the market has shifted. Cambly, Preply, Italki, there are tons of options. Some require teaching certifications, some don't.
What about regular academic tutoring?
Also huge. If you're good at math, science, SAT prep, whatever, parents will pay good money for their kids to get help.
Websites like Wyzant or Tutor.com connect tutors with students.
Or you can go local. Post on community boards, Nextdoor, Facebook groups. Parents are always looking.
And it's not just academic stuff. You can teach music lessons, art lessons, sports skills.
Exactly. If you know how to do something well, there's probably someone who'll pay you to teach them.
Okay, this next category is one I love because it's so creative. Renting out things you already own.
The sharing economy.
Right. So the most obvious one is Airbnb. If you have a spare room or a whole property, you can rent it out.
But there are so many other things people rent out. Your car. If you're not using your car during certain hours, apps like Turo let people rent it.
Your parking space. In big cities, people make hundreds a month just renting out a parking spot.
Your camera gear. Websites like ShareGrid let photographers rent out their equipment to other creatives.
Power tools. There are apps for renting out power tools.
I saw someone renting out their pool on an app called Swimply. People pay to use your backyard pool by the hour.
Only in America, right?
Hey, if you've got a nice pool and you're not using it, why not make money?
Fair point. Storage space is another one. If you have an empty garage or basement, people will pay to store their stuff.
The key here is you're monetizing assets you already have. There's no upfront investment.
You've already bought the car, the camera, the house. Now you're just squeezing extra value out of it.
All right, let's talk about the content creator economy, because this is where things get really interesting.
And really varied. There's so many ways to do this.
Starting a YouTube channel, starting a podcast, hey, that's us.
Living the dream.
Blogging, starting a newsletter on Substack, creating content on TikTok or Instagram.
Now, let's be real with people. These are not quick money side hustles.
No, definitely not. This is the long game.
It can take months or even years to build an audience big enough to monetize.
But when it works, it can be incredibly lucrative, and it often leads to other opportunities: sponsorships, product sales, consulting gigs.
Exactly. Your content becomes a business card that works for you 24/7.
I think the key is picking something you're genuinely interested in, because if you're only in it for the money, you'll burn out before you make any.
Great advice. What about things like stock photography or stock music?
Oh, good one. If you're a photographer, you can upload your photos to sites like Shutterstock, Adobe Stock, or Getty Images. Every time someone licenses your photo, you get paid.
Same with musicians. Stock music libraries are always looking for new tracks.
It's another form of passive income. Create once, get paid over and over.
Okay, let's bring it back to some old school local hustles, because not everything has to be online.
Yes, sometimes the best side hustles are right in your neighborhood.
Dog walking and pet sitting. Apps like Rover connect you with pet owners, or you can just market yourself locally.
I know a college student who makes $400 a week walking dogs, and she says she loves it because she gets exercise and puppy cuddles.
Win-win. Lawn care and landscaping is another one. Especially in spring and summer, people need help with their yards.
House cleaning. I know it's not glamorous, but cleaning services charge $100 to $200 or more per house. If you can pick up a few clients.
That adds up fast.
Handyman services. If you're good at fixing things, hanging shelves, assembling furniture, people pay well for that.
TaskRabbit is a great platform for that kind of work.
Moving help, event help, personal shopping.
Pressure washing. I've seen people make great money with a pressure washer and a trailer.
The beauty of local service hustles is there's often less competition than online stuff, and you're building relationships with real people who can become repeat customers.
And refer you to their friends.
Exactly.
All right, let's have some fun. Let's talk about the weird side hustles, the ones you don't hear about so often.
Oh, I love these. Okay, mystery shopping. Companies pay you to go into stores, evaluate the experience, and report back.
User testing. Websites like usertesting.com pay you to test websites and apps and give feedback, usually $10 to $60 per test.
Plasma donation. Technically not a hustle, but you can make $200 to $400 a month depending on where you live.
Participating in research studies. Universities and companies are always looking for participants.
Focus groups. Market research companies pay anywhere from $50 to $300 for an hour or two of your opinions.
Here's a weird one. People pay others to wait in line for them.
What?
Yeah. For concert tickets, product launches, government offices, there are apps that connect line standers with people who don't want to wait.
That's wild. I love it.
Professional cuddling is a thing now, too. People get paid to...
Wait, really?
Really? People hire professional cuddlers for platonic comfort. It's a legitimate business.
I did not see that coming.
Hey, we said unusual.
Fair enough. What about flipping domains, buying website domains and reselling them?
That's a real thing. People make thousands flipping domain names, but it takes research and a good eye for what'll be valuable.
The point is, there's a side hustle for basically every skill set and personality type. You just have to find yours.
Okay, so let's get practical. Someone's listening right now thinking, I want to start a side hustle. What advice do we have?
First thing, start with what you already know. Don't try to learn an entirely new skill and build a business at the same time. What can you do today?
Great point. Number 2, start small. You don't need to quit your job or invest thousands of dollars. Test the waters.
Yes, validate the idea before going all in.
Third, set realistic expectations. Most side hustles take time to build. You probably won't make significant money in month one.
Be patient but consistent.
Fourth, track your time and money. Make sure it's actually worth it. If you're making $5 an hour after expenses, that's not sustainable.
Unless you're building towards something bigger, like an audience or a portfolio.
Right, sometimes the early grind is an investment.
Number 5, don't neglect your main job. A side hustle should supplement your income, not jeopardize it.
Your boss probably won't appreciate you editing Etsy listings during meetings.
Probably not.
And number 6, know your limits. Burnout is real. If you're working 60 hours between your job and side hustle and you're miserable, something needs to change.
Money isn't worth your health or sanity.
Let's flip it. What are some mistakes people make with side hustles?
Oh, good question. First big one, spending too much money up front. People buy all this equipment or inventory before they even know if their idea will work.
Garage full of unsold products. Classic mistake.
Not treating it like a business. Even if it's small, keep records, track income and expenses, open a separate bank account.
You'll thank yourself at tax time.
Speaking of which, ignoring taxes. We mentioned this before, but it's worth repeating. You owe taxes on side hustle income.
The IRS doesn't play around.
Underpricing yourself. This is huge, especially for service-based hustles. Know your worth. Don't race to the bottom.
If you're amazing at what you do, charge like it.
Trying to do everything at once, I've seen people try to start 5 side hustles simultaneously. Spoiler, none of them work out.
Focus on one thing, do it well, then maybe expand later.
And finally, comparing yourself to others. Just because someone on social media claims they make $10,000 a month from their side hustle doesn't mean you're failing if you don't.
A lot of those claims are exaggerated anyway.
Do you run your own race?
I want to share a couple of success stories to inspire people because they're out there.
Yes, these are real people doing real things.
Okay, so I read about a teacher named Marcus who started a tutoring side hustle to make extra money for his wedding. He ended up enjoying it so much and making enough money that 2 years later, he quit teaching and runs his own tutoring company full-time.
From side hustle to main hustle.
Exactly. Then there's a woman named Priya who started making homemade candles as a hobby. Sold some at a local farmer's market, word spread, she got into boutiques, and now she has a full Etsy shop doing 6 figures a year.
6 figures from candles?
And she started with maybe $100 in supplies.
I love that. What about someone who kept it as a side hustle?
Good point. Not everyone wants to turn it into a career. My neighbor Dave mows lawns on Saturdays during the warm months. Makes about $500 extra a month. He's done it for years, has no interest in growing it into a company. It's just his vacation fund.
And that's totally valid. A side hustle can stay a side hustle.
It doesn't have to become your whole life.
Before we wrap up, let's talk about where this is all going. What does the future of side hustles look like?
I think it's only growing. The traditional career path, one company for 40 years, pension, gold watch, that's basically gone.
People are realizing they need multiple income streams for security.
And technology keeps making it easier to work for yourself. The tools are better, the platforms are more accessible.
AI is interesting too. Some side hustles might get automated, but new ones will pop up. People who learn to use AI tools might have an advantage.
Absolutely. Staying adaptable is key.
I also think we'll see more acceptance of side hustles in the workplace. It used to be taboo to have something on the side. Now employers are starting to understand.
As long as it doesn't interfere with your work, right?
Exactly.
All right, let's bring it home. Jane, what's your main takeaway from today's conversation?
I think it's that there's no one-size-fits-all answer. The best side hustle for you depends on your skills, your time, your interests, and your goals. But the opportunities are out there if you're willing to look.
I agree. And I'd add, just start. You can research forever, but at some point you have to take action. Try something. If it doesn't work, try something else.
Perfect is the enemy of done.
Couldn't have said it better.
All right, listeners, we want to hear from you. What side hustles are you doing? What have you tried? What questions do you have?
Drop a comment below if you're watching on YouTube. We read every single one.
And if you found this episode helpful, please hit that subscribe button and leave us a review. It really helps us reach more people.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. I'm Mike.
And I'm Jane.
And we'll catch you on the next episode.